Hello friends, welcome back. So in our last video, we completed our about objects JS file. When we refresh our page, we see that our new failing file is called about mutability. And so I'm just going to copy the name of that file, press Command P, and then I can just type that in here. And if you don't have that or you're not using Atom, you can just open up your the project view and then just double click the file of about mutability. Just to be clean, I'm going to hide that and I'm going to clone this old file. And so here we're failing on line 7 of about mutability. So if we were to look over here, we see expect a person first name to have it filled out. So it should expect object properties to be public and mutable. Okay, so if you set a object set to the variable, so here we're defining a variable with an object, and within this object we have two key value pairs. We have the first name and then that's the key, and the value is the string of John. The last name is Smith. Then we're changing it here. A person.firstname is equal to Alan. So a person.firstname, what do you think that's going to be? Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Alan. So we could save that and print it out, but for now, I'm just going to start off by showing you it in the console. So right now, if we were here, we've defined in the variable a person. And now if we were to print that out, we see its first name is John and last name is Smith. But if we go a person, and then we say dot first name, and then we set that equal to Alan. Now, if we type out a person, we're going to see that the first name. Oh, so I made a mistake here, and I did the first name in snake case, which is the way that it should be. So if we do this, we want to make this first name Adam, like that. Oop, first name. We want to make it with the N as lowercase so that it matches the key. It looks like I need to go to the end. Okay, cool. And now if we go a person, you'll see that there's first name has been shifted to Alan. So here it's Alan, but then up here it's Smith. So that just shows you that you can adjust these as they go. So my guess is that I'm pretty confident that this is going to pass. Let's save it and then refresh the page. If we scroll down to the bottom, we see that our new line error is on line 19. Okay, so here we are on line 19. So here they have a different way of doing it. So we want to understand that constructed properties are public and mutable. All right, so here we have a constructor function. You can tell that because it's a capital at the beginning. And so we set the person, and then in order to create a new person, you pass in a first name and a last name, and then you set those to the object. So if we were to copy this and paste it in here, we would see person has become saved as a function. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is create a new person named John Smith. So what we're doing is we're setting a variable, and this variable is equal to a new person with a first name, because the parameter being person is first name. So the first one is first name, and the second one is last name. So this one, we're going to have a new person. So a person. We have the first name of John Smith. And now here it's saying a person.firstname. So here it's doing the same thing, right? A person.firstname. Here it's still John. Here it's John. Now if we go .firstname is equal to Alan, a person, and we print out a person, we're going to see that now it's Alan Smith. And that's the thing. So it's just showing you that it works the same way that when you're using constructor functions as if you were just using objects like that. So cool. And now we want to fill this in. What's it going to be? This new person's first name, it's going to be Alan, right? Okay, cool. Now we'll continue on. Okay, so yeah, should expect prototype properties to be public and mutable. Okay, so here we have the same person prototype, but now we're adding to, on the person object to the person prototype, we're going to create a new key value pair. The key is going to be get full name, and that's going to be function. That's going to be set the value. This is the key. Then the value is going to be the function, and it's going to call this function. So it's going to return this dot first name, so whatever we set it up as the first name, and then this dot last name, however we set the person up with the last name. We don't actually need to change anything here. We could just add that on there. So if you notice now a person, no, that's what I'm going to do. I'll just refresh the page over here. So Command R. And then if we scroll down to the bottom, we'll see that our new failure is on line 33, which is right here. So that makes sense. And that tells us that we passed our test up here. Okay, anyways, let's re-instantiate the function. So person, now we have a constructor function here. And now what we're doing is adding it to here. So person.prototype get full name. Yeah, and so now if we were to just render out person, you'll see if we were to, okay, so, well, let's make a person. So here we have one with John Smith. If we paste this in here, a person, you'll see that in the prototype, we have a get full name value. And so that's what this guy has done. This is setting a function on a key value pair. Okay, so a person.getFullName to be fill me in. What do you think it's going to be? Well, we've created the name as John Smith, and then we're doing the getFullName function. So, yeah, we could actually do it down here just so we can see what would happen. If we were to run this function, we see that it comes out as John Smith. So it takes this dot first name and this dot last name, and then to fill it in like that. So this is super useful. I almost always have a kind of get full name function in my production programs. So here we're going to have John Smith. Cool. And then a person dot get full name function, this dot last name, this dot first name. So here they're reassigning the get full name value to say the last name first and then the first name. Now, is that possible? Yeah, I think it is. So if we were to come over here and in our console, just to do it again, we could just show a person. This is the, now we have a get full name. Oh, wow. No, look. Okay, so that's the get full name is now listed in here, but we have also it listed in the prototype. And so, yeah, what happens if we go get full name now? Oh, this is the cool thing. So Smith, John. So what's happening now is we've overridden the get full name. Here, it would go John Smith, but now because it's set as an object rather than a prototype, that means that the function, setting it as a function with a key value pair in here takes precedent over the person.prototype that we set up here. So fill me in is now going to be Smith John. So I hope that makes sense. That's kind of weird. It's an interesting little nuance. That's why I like koans so much, is you really get to learn some specific things. But the thing to notice now is the get full name, here we set it as a prototype, and then it worked here. We were able to get the full name, in which it was the first name and then the last name. But then here we set it as a function on the object, and then now when we call it, that takes precedent over the prototype. So cool. Let's save that and refresh the page over here. And if we scroll down, we see that we're on line 57 now. And so 57 starts right here. And so what we'll do is we'll save this one for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one.